You got this shit knocking though.
All right, back again with another intro to the Not So Cool podcast. We have two very special guests, Jorgy and Les.
Chill.
We did this intro like 3 times already.
This is like the 8th time we've done this.
Anyway, guys. So this sounds horrible. So, Jorgy, Les, y'all mind giving us a quick little background, even though we already did it? Really do it again. I don't care if they know or not. We had technical difficulties, all right? Shit happens.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, my name is George Casanova. I'm my nickname for most of my life been Jorgy, so I guess I'll just say Jorgy. But anyways, artist based in Houston, known for my photo, video, graphic work, pretty much everything creative and design wise. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yep, I'm Les the rapper.
That's it.
You hate being called a rapper.
Yeah, I don't
Explain
like.
to the folk one more time, because we know, but they
We know, but they don't know.
Yeah, man, it's just rappers are rappers. It's like I don't know. I explained it before. I'm trying to say it again the same way, but like, yeah, it's just,
That's why you hate
it's just, I don't like it's a stigma, man. To me, I don't like it. Like most dudes who are rappers, they just seem like douchebags. That's a shorter way to say it.
Short and sweet. He talked about it being all fake and all that.
Yeah, all that stuff is
for us
just.
to ask him again. And he'll get
Rappers
us
are like exaggerated people. I'm just a man. There you go.
Yeah.
How are podcasters? Are we over exaggerated people?
Podcaster.
Podcasters.
Oh, I don't talk like this. When I'm on the street, I'm a whole nother
Like
person.
even my rap name is my name. Like I
So
don't
it's
I wasn't able to come up with like
Simple
cool.
Gangster 5, Mackie Mac, nothing like that. I don't know. I would have been so hard. I'm so blessed that I didn't have to come up with like a rap name.
Rap
Oh
name.
my God, I'd be looking at dudes like, how did you get that? Like,
There's
You from Louisiana. Where in Louisiana?
yeah, I was born in New Orleans. I've been living. That's the thing. Actually, I see somebody comment on my Instagram today. They say this nigga not even from Texas. I've been living in Texas back and forth since I was 8 years old. So I'm 32.
Wherever your heart is.
Nah, it ain't even that. It's just a fact. I've lived in Texas longer than I lived in Louisiana.
When I said Louisiana, like imagine your name would have been Little something.
If Louisiana even worse, it probably would have been my full name. They still call everybody Lester. Yeah, Lester.
But I mean, I don't know. But does that even matter anymore?
It actually would have been Little Less because my dad is Big Less. So actually, it makes sense. They probably would have been Little Less. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Even worse, my dad's name, like I had to actually like tell Slim to shut up, Slim Thug, because my dad's name is Slim. Unfortunately, and then Slim found out about that and he thought it would just be like, oh, so I'm your daddy. Like, no, bro. I would have been like Lil Slim.
Oh my God. Little Slim. Yeah, but what I want to say, does that matter? Like, where you're from anymore? Is that like a big thing?
I don't think so.
I don't think that.
No, not really.
I mean,
Because I feel like you've done a lot.
Well, here,
You put on a lot for the city.
man, for some reason, I don't know. I have like some strange, like, everybody gets haters. I just got people who just want to dislike me. I don't think I've done anything to anybody. It'll either be like they had a rapper that they liked that may have not gotten to where he wanted to be and I did, and they dislike me for that reason or something. It's weird. Yeah. It's music. Anything that you do and a lot of people know that you do it, it's going to be a group of people who just don't fuck with you.
That's true.
Say
That's
what it
very
is.
true.
that's a level of success there because everybody happy with what you're doing. You're not doing something.
Yeah, believe me. Like, yeah, there was a point in time where I was just like, yo, everybody supports me. And then all of a sudden, the little gate started opening with the Fuck Less campaigns and started. Look, and I was like, okay,
like
here we go.
hashtag and all
Yeah,
that
there we
shit.
go. Yeah, it'd be dudes, man. I had dudes make up stories about I owed them money. Or I remember one time a dude said he robbed me in the Bay Area. I had never been there at this point, so it was like, yo, okay.
Around this phone. Yeah,
Maybe there's more than one less, or maybe I feel like one of them dudes that I look like somebody. Everywhere, like there's a guy that even in like I'll post a picture and people will tag their friend. He looks just like you, like something like.
What's the name of that? It's a name for when there's somebody in the world that looks
Doppelganger?
There we go.
Yeah, I think I have him everywhere. So yeah.
Yeah. So you asked earlier when we were recording before we messed up, steak and shrimp.
Oh.
Short, sweet. How did it get like?
How did it happen?
Yeah, man. Like I had a album mixtape, whatever you want to call it, back in 2012 called The Struggle Continues, and I had a record produced by Mr. Rogers, my guy DJ Mr. Rogers, and it was called Steak and Shrimp. And at the time, I had never put out any merchandise, so we were trying to get ideas for merch. And a guy had sent us back some designs, and one of them was just a basic shirt. It just says Steak and Shrimp on it, like restaurant style lettering. And I really liked it. And then I just thought of the idea, like in Southern rap culture, steak and shrimp has always been like a line used aspirationally, if that's even a word, and something that people would always want when they get their money up, or take their girl out, whatever. And I just felt like that's something cool to promote, like something that people want to get to it, even if they don't get it every day. Once a month you get your steak and shrimp, chill, whatever. So just a quality.
And that's you guys brand together, correct?
Yeah, me and Jorgy, business partners of Steak and Shrimp.
Yeah, I know every time I get a check, the first thing I want to do is make a reservation at Steak 48.
Take a picture in front of the sign.
Oh my God.
We were just talking about that.
I hate that.
It's hilarious.
The steak's not good, bro.
Yeah, I heard it's not that good.
I don't want beef with that.
Yeah, I don't want beef though. I heard, but my girl went there with the homegirls, and she was like, "Nah, it wasn't."
Yeah, it's not fire. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like how you said you guys handle you guys' business and everything like that. And a lot of people, when they see us, they just think of us as creatives and, not as business people.
Right.
So
Right.
in that process of handling your business, could you give us what had to happen for Steak and Shrimp to become a thing and things like that?
The first thing you want to do, because I've dealt with some people know publicly of other people saying they owned the name before I had it, et cetera, but when it came down to actually having it on paper and having everything together, there was nothing that could be said because we had our shit together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, there was a little situation I had to deal with, but it was cleared up, and
So what's the process? For instance, like I want other artists that are,
I mean, you just gotta get your DBAs, your LLCs, all that together. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure you get everything registered and have your proper paperwork and paying your taxes and doing everything you're supposed to do. I mean, if you're making money, you can still get your LLCs and stuff if you're not making money. You know what I mean? You just have your stuff locked in, but you definitely want to have everything on paperwork that you own it and this is yours. And like a lot of guys will just be like, "Yeah, I got Pimp Squad Records."
No paperwork.
And nothing behind it. And then, you know what I mean? And then when somebody else has it, it is like, oh, okay, but so yeah.
That's dope.
And George, so when did you start doing photography? Like, how did that whole process happen?
Man, that started because in high school I took a journalism class, learned Photoshop. That was back 2008. When I got out of high school, I started doing freelancing, got into graphics, started doing like shitty ass covers for like unknown ass artists just to get bread, because I was trying to be a freelance artist. I didn't want a 9-to-5, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My goal was always to work for myself. I could speak for both of us. We always wanted to be our own bosses, nobody else. So eventually I noticed that people were sending me really shitty photos. People were taking pictures with their fucking razor and being like, "Yo, all right, I need a cover." And I'm like, "Yo, there's gotta be a better way to get photos." I started taking pictures to get better pictures from my covers. But at the same time, there was people I looked up to, like, Mike Frost and people like that I was just like, damn, I really want to get my quality to that. And it took a long time, but shit, eventually I was like really proud of my work, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where that happened. That's, I would say maybe 2011 maybe, where I really was taking it serious.
And like, who was your first big artist you probably worked with? That like, for you, that was just like...
That was it?
Yeah.
Man, nobody. And I never talked publicly about this or anything. There's no footage showing it. But I reached out to a shitload of people and nobody hit me back. And they were just like, and there's also people in Houston move weird, and everybody can attest to that. You know what I mean? Yeah. The first thing you get asked, like, who you work with? Who you work with? Well, does it matter who I worked with or what we gonna build? And honestly, the only person that really gave me a chance to really build and make some shit was, a bro Les, and that's where that built from there. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason. There's a lot of artists that I'm not gonna name, but I try to work with, and nothing came from that, So
to this day,
that's still true.
Like it is not. It's true because like he's proven himself to be one of the dopest, and it'd be crazy because it's like he says, people just move weird. I don't know if it's just not doing good business or it's a rap thing. Honestly,
at the end of the day,
it's really just a rap thing. People don't follow through. Or seem like to have a clear vision of either what they want to do or how they want it to be done. And like I see people try to get with them, and it's just like I'll be perplexed of why they can't get it the way they want. Because if you're working with him, to me, it's like, oh, it's gonna be fire. Just tell him what you want.
In his stories, it says that all the time. He's like, if you don't have like a concept or a theme or something, don't hit me up.
It's not because you like, and not even to sound like an asshole, but it's like the amount of people that aren't prepared is ridiculous. It's like, yo, if you want to build something, start the foundation. Get your ideas, get to a point where you're comfortable that you want to execute, then holla at people. Don't come at somebody with just a name of something and think that they're going to build it all for you. Like, I think that's something that's people extremely underrate, like how much work goes into an idea. Right. You know what I mean?
No, and I think I have a really good friend of mine, I'm not gonna name him, but he comes to me all the time with like a whole bunch of ideas and stuff like this. And I'm like, yo, I can't do it for you. Like, you're just telling me what you want to do, but you haven't done anything to lay the foundation or just even start to try to do
that groundwork.
It's crazy.
And you gotta know who you are.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people in this rap stuff, like I don't know if it's ever happened to Jorgy, but I just know like I hear all the time like somebody will see us do something and they'll probably hit them up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do something like this. But they not knowing like this is what, like whether it be a car thing and they'll see Les with the car shit, me and George killing it with that, or the motorcycle, whatever, the wrestling thing, whatever, is like all authentic to what we do and who we are. You know what I mean? Like this is something that we've been doing. But if you can't just come to George and have him figure it all out for you. You know what I mean? Or any artist, any creative, you can't be like, okay, I'm here, I'm Bob the rapper, give me a thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Note to self, Bob the rapper. Yes.
And what he spoke on earlier is how he reached out to like whether it be people in Houston, and like they kind of like gave him that cold shoulder. Have you ran into that? Whether it be in Houston or just period.
Man, I was blessed, bro. To be honest with you, when I started, and Fred, he could probably attest to this because he was out at this time. I want to say like 2009, 2010, in like the club scene, like the Club Next, and you know that era. And I was working, and I started printing up mixtapes and handing them out. And man, like, you know, I handed them to Slim, and Slim never blew me off. You know, Slim, one of the coolest people ever. I don't know if you ever listened to it or not, but he never blew me off. And there's actually been some rappers I have great relationships with who shitted on me when I tried to hand them a mixtape, but they didn't know who I was, you know, at the time. And I don't get mad at it because I get it now when you're being bombarded with mixtapes or whatever. But, you know, I was blessed once I did get, you know, into a foot into the game to, like, really be embraced. I can't think of one OG rapper in Houston that's actually like shitted on me once I was considered a rapper in Houston. Like, you know, when I wasn't just a guy handing out CDs anymore. Like, I've been approached by all of them like, yo, I heard what you're doing, I seen what you're doing, I like it. If you need anything, we're here. You know, so
yeah, I was doing my research and you have over 30 projects.
Well, 28. Yeah,
28?
28. Yeah.
Because me and him were talking about it before we even started. Because I saw over 20 and I was like, that can't be right.
Oh yeah.
That's just crazy work ethic. How are you able to be that consistent?
Enjoying it, that's one thing. I feel like if you always try to have something inspiring you in your life, like whether it be like one of my breakout projects was E36, which is like the chassis name of a BMW 3 Series from the 90s. Mm-hmm. Like nobody knew what the fuck I was talking about unless you were into that. But it was like, it inspired me to make a hard project. You know what I mean? Just riding in my car, whatever, just going through life. Like, and I'm able to continue doing that all the time because I always just pull from whatever I'm going through right now. I mean, I feel like it's easy. It's like, I feel like a artist, like say a person that paints, like they do what they call them installations, you know, or galleries for people to come check it out. And when you go there, it's a whole room full of paintings. So that's like their album to me. Mm. You know what I mean? And they continuously do it over and over. I really look at every painting as an album, honestly, for an artist. So I look at it the same way in music. Every time I go to the studio and make a 10, 12 track project, there's no point on sitting on it. You know, there's no point on being like, I'm going to keep this for myself. Put it out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you believe in it and you like it, put it out there and just keep doing it. Keep getting better, keep progressing, keep listening to what's going on in the game. Well, actually, I really don't do that no more. I used to, like, try to get it. It's hard to get inspired these days, but You just gotta find inspiration. What if it's not in music? Find it in life. And a lot of my inspiration just comes from life, like just doing stuff.
Why do you think it's hard to get inspired for you these days? For you
What
personally?
musically? It's just I don't think nobody fucking with me. So it's just like it's only like a few dudes that I really like listen to, like a Freddie Gibbs. Not just because he's a friend of mine, he's dope. J. Cole, he's dope. Kendrick is dope. But it's not too many dudes on that level of rap right now. And I ain't trying to be the rapidy rap dude. It's not about their lyrics or what they doing. It's about just a feeling and watching them beat them.
Yeah.
Like even the dudes I just named, like I said, my rap name is my name. Most of the dudes I said Freddie Gibbs, Jermaine Cole, Kendrick Lamar. That's all their names. So I relate to them because they're telling their stories. They're not making up some drug bullshit. You know, that's hiding behind that same narrative that all these rappers hide behind. I done got into it with rappers with gangsters, and when I approached them on some man shit, they shrunk. You know what I mean? So it's like that stuff is not real. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is.
Clap these guns. Guns is gonna clap.
Yeah, it'd be about killing everybody until you come up to them and be like, well, let's go to the gym and box it out for a few rounds. Oh, no, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't want to do that, man. No, man, it ain't even that serious, bro. You know, like, hey,
He was
man.
trying to make me
Hey, just, you know, man, it was just a misunderstanding. Like, hey, but you said you was going to kill me. You know, I'm just on the box.
And Jorgy, so I mean, you're pretty well known for a lot of your merch and
Yeah.
the stuff you put out. Like, do you still get surprised when you sell out? Like, you drop shit. And
Yeah.
I see people on the comments like, yo, is this the kid? You know,
Yeah.
we released it, or
Yeah.
like, does that still surprise you?
I think it'll always be trippy just for the simple fact that like when you make something and then people appreciate it, or it will always trip you out. Like, damn, people really fucked with that. I don't care how high of a level you reach as a creator, even if it's a musician, whatever. It'll always be like, damn, they fucked with that. Badass. Because I mean, there's no way to me that you can release it and be like, cool, they fucked with it. All right, I made my money. Nah, it's always on some. Fuck yeah, they fucked with it. And honestly, that shit makes you feel amazing more than the money in your bank account, you know? Because it's like, hell yeah, that was tight. What can I do next that they're gonna fuck with? You know what I mean? And then from there, just keep continuing and giving them shit that they're gonna appreciate.
That shit's it's a high. It's like,
Yeah, there you go.
It's dope for
Right.
real.
It's a high.
So it's a high.
Yeah, and a blessing.
Anytime, I mean, nobody messes with nothing I do, but when it does happen, you know, my mom says, "Good job, son." I'm like, yes, yes, mommy.
There you go.
What has been your favorite drop so far? I mean, you dropped a ton of shit, but like, what has been your probably like most favorite
Oh
thing?
man, favorite, bro. I don't even. I'm kind of like okay, cool. That top that. What can I do better? That top that. That top that. I like that. You know what I mean? I think when you get caught in that was my favorite. You always try to come back to it. You know, just what can you do next? Do it different. Keep it going. You know what I mean? Never get stuck in the same little bubble or whatever.
What do you get asked to like be re-released more than anything? Like, is there like a specific? I know you've done like big ass prints of
Yeah,
like, graphics of Jordan.
I
Pharrell,
think
all that.
a lot of people get stuck in like, I'm not trying to be asshole, but a lot of people get stuck in like the earlier stuff I did, like a lot that, you know, like the OG Houston rappers, stuff like that.
I think that Pimp C probably.
Yeah, and it's like people are like, I mean, if it was up to the fan base, I'd be restocking that shit for the next 10 years. But to me, it's like that was a phase, not a phase, but that was a moment in my, you know, little career where it was like it represented the area that I was in, and as far as my art was. And then I'm trying to get past that. So it's like, I know, like, even like it comes back to music where the fans are like, give us another project like this. And it's like, yo, I know what you mean, but that was a phase in my life that I can't recreate. You know what I mean? So a lot of that earlier art, even though I get asked like restock it, redo another version of it, recreate it new, it's like, I already did it. I'm trying to make something new, keep going, you know? So
We want the old Jorgy back.
yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is.
So I had this personal question I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
You had a showing of all your artwork and
Yeah,
all your photos.
yeah.
I was out of town, but could you give, because we have a lot of photographers, could you give people the process or what went into making that happen?
That shit was an insane amount of work, bro. It was so stressful because there was just so many little things you had to be on top of. I just started easily with the Kickstarter to help fund the gallery itself. Reached the goal. After the goal got reached, I was able to purchase all the things I need to make it happen. And from there, that's when the real work came in. Because anybody can hand you a check and be like, here, go, do your art gallery. But there's 1,000 things you're missing. You need the canvas pieces, the print pieces, the frame pieces, any little memorabilia that you're gonna have the day of the gallery. You know, even if it's like 3 of your homies that are gonna be the staff, they're gonna help you put stuff up. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even realize I was an hour late to my own gallery, and it started an hour late because we were still putting pieces on the wall when it started. You know what I mean? So just as long as whoever's doing one knows that like it's gonna be a crazy amount of work, then I would say go for it. But don't underestimate it, because it's like it's big. It's like how Les was saying earlier. It's like a photographer dropping his album. You know what I mean? It's like, this is your album. Check it out. This is what you've been working for this whole time. You know what I mean?
How did it feel, and did you see a difference in your people appreciating you and things like that? So let's say, how did it feel?
It felt amazing. It felt really good. I mean, it went by like that, but of course, because I wasn't attending it like a fan, I was attending it like, with my work. Yeah. But yeah, it felt amazing. You know what I mean? As far as people seeing it differently, I think some of the fans already expect big stuff from both of us. But of course, there were some fans who were like, all right, cool, he stepped to another level. This art gallery was fire. You know what I mean? So it felt good at the end of the day.
I was excited because when I walked in there was more people than I've seen at a lot of rap niggas motherfucking shows and in stores. I was just like, hey man, my guy's kicking ass. So I was happy. I know for sure, like it was crazy because it was really like a lot of people there, like, and they weren't just there looking, they were buying. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was just real dope to see that, man.
Okay. And what would you say for you? I was gonna say, because that was like his breakthrough. What was your breakthrough album for you? Where was it like, oh snap, people really fooling with me? Because I tuned into your IG here and there.
Yeah.
I ain't no stalker.
Yeah.
But I tuned in and you got like real fans. Like.
Yeah. With me, I still feel like I haven't broke through, but I feel like I've had a bunch of different like cool moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know me and George, we're very like hungry and aspirational individuals, and we talk all the time about what we want to do. And I don't even think we've scratched the surface of where we want to be yet. I mean, I've had projects. I want to say the project that kind of put me out as like no longer being, like I had a few phases. Like when I first came in, it was The Beautiful Struggle that made me known as a local Houston rapper under Slim Thug. You know what I mean? Then that lasted for like a year and a half, 2 years, and then I dropped. Then like he went, and then Boss Hog kind of like disbanded. Like we didn't break up or nothing. It's just like Slim started the Boss Life thing, and at that time I was just like wanting to figure out my own space in the music shit, and I dropped a project called E36, and that project I remember This is back when XXL used to do the reviews, and they were credible. And they reviewed my album, and it got a higher rating than J. Cole's album, and they did it at the same time. Like, I got an XL, like, it was one step from being, like, perfect. People were like, who the fuck, you know what I'm saying, why he got that? And a lot of people tuned into it, and he got a lot of love. And then from there on, that's when I kind of, like, started my whole standing on my own, too. You know, no longer being, like, Slim's little homie.
No, I respect you big time, and, like, I always wanted to ask you about that. How was that? Because it's a lot easier just to stay under the coattail of Slim.
Right.
Where was it? Was it a pivot moment in your life, or it was just a bold decision one day? Like,
I mean, honestly, it was just when Slim started doing his own thing, and it wasn't that like we just like stopped fucking with each other and nothing like that. It was just I was at that point. No, I was like that's still like one of my best friends, but it just is. I got to a point I wasn't a little boy. I was like 25, 26. So it was like, you know, you got to man up. And Slim always like empowered me. He never wanted me. Like, that's one thing I always kind of get frustrated about when people speak on Slim. Like, I'll see niggas post videos talking about such and such ain't never put nobody on, or he held him back, or I hear things in the streets about somebody got held back by Slim. Man, Slim Thug and Ray Face always empowered me. Always. To be a boss, to be a Slim Thug. And Slim always, like, I remember he would do interviews and people would ask him, like, yo, everything he doing for less is dope. He would cut them off. He was like, man, he doing that shit himself. He said, I gave tons of niggas opportunities. They didn't do it. Look what he's doing. You know what I mean? And I would even try to help him with ideas and stuff. So it was just like manning up, and he allowed, like he's not a dude to hold nobody back. So when he seen I was trying to do my thing, like, he was on everything. He was on E36 when, you know, when we were doing separate things. He was on every project. So even when I was working with Currency, he was on the project. So, man, that dude, like, he's a good guy. Like, for real, he's one of the best. I'm almost tainted. Like, it almost messed me up working with Slim Thug because I expect the same
Wow.
from other people.
He spoiled you.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like I got spoiled messing with Slim. Not saying that he never gave me anything.
Yeah.
He just gave me opportunity, which is the best thing somebody can give you,
Yep.
and support. And it's continued to this day. And just even words of wisdom, or like he'll see something going on, he'll text me like, hey, chill out. You know what I mean? Or let them niggas make it or whatever. You know what I mean? So it just, and he does it not just with me. I've seen him when nobody knew who Sauce Twins was, put them on a freestyle. And they took it and ran with it and took off. Trill Sammy, same thing. He does it for a lot of dudes, Propanes, D-Los, Dope Beats. He's there for everybody. So it's like, it's an easy shadow to get out of if you want to. Because he's a giant for sure. You know what I mean? He's a legend, but he wants anybody beside him to have the same thing.
All right, so even with you like kind of like separating yourself from Slim and doing your own thing, all these projects like that you've putting out over the years, like what do you think is like next for you to like just constantly separate yourself, not just from Slim but from everybody, from everything, whether it be Houston, just for you to keep growing? Like what do you think?
Leveling
you
up.
Yeah, like you say, you keep leveling up, but also, just keep being an individual.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Try to do things that are true to you, but at the same time are different from what everybody else doing. Like, I had a homie, I had to even call this for like an example. Like, I got a homie that's trying to rap, and he a younger dude, and I always see him taking pictures with like, the stack in his hand or the money all over the place. And I was just like, yo, bro, you got a chance to be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody around you is doing that same shit. Every young nigga takes pictures with stacks, whether it's 800 ones, whatever. Like, everybody does that, so just try, like, try to just be true to you. Because like with him, like, I know you have like a lot of cool things about you. Like, you're into a lot of different things, even shit that I'm not into, and you're young. Like, you know about wines and all kind of shit like that. Like, why, and just be that. Like, just be you. Like, you don't have to take the picture with the stack in the man bag and all that shit, man. Just, and even with us, it's like, I would see dudes doing something. I'm like, all right, well, I need to find something. And not necessarily find something, but find something within you that you like to do and just amplify it and make it something that maybe people could relate to or gravitate to, and it'll become your own thing. Like with the car thing, I made a project about a BMW from the 90s in 2013.
Yeah, 13, yeah.
This shit's old. The cars only cost like $5,000. There's nothing like ballerific about it, but the most fans I ever got was from doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because kids felt like, oh shit, he makes what we do every day cool, and they felt better about themselves, so it empowered them. And just things like that. That's how you kind of separate yourself from the pack, and that's just being true to you. Like, simply, that's just all it is.
That was fire. You killed it. Podcast done. We can go home now. He gave you a way to live your life right there.
Nah, man,
That's, I
it's-
mean, yeah, I
No,
think
that
everybody
was
should live that
no,
way.
that was
Staying
that was
true to
real.
yourself.
Like staying true to yourself and the way you deliver.
I mean, it sounds corny sometimes because it's just it's a statement that everybody makes. But I just feel like even like with George, like when he does specific artwork, it's like everything is true to his interest in what he likes. Whether it be like I've seen him do he has stuff that hasn't even come out. Like he'll have a Fast and Furious illustration, or he'll do some shit from a movie that he loves, or from a TV show that he loves, or we'll even like come together on ideas. Like right now we're working on some stuff just on some common interests that we know we'll kill it with, and it's true to our characters, it's true to our interests, and that's why we're able to expand on it, because we actually like it. You know what I mean? So we're not faking it. We're actually like, we're into this, so we'll be able to do our best. And when you do your best, you usually get some good results.
So that podcast is done. I'm gonna go home and watch some Netflix and record myself watching Netflix and eating
Hey,
a
there's
Whataburger.
a lot of inspiration on Netflix, though.
Yeah, I watch. That's what I do. I watch Netflix and I eat Whataburger. So talking about Whataburger, man.
Yeah.
You guys had like a whole run. You had the merch going that was influenced by Whataburger.
Right.
Was it like one of those 2 a.m. nights where y'all were in there and it just hit you, or?
Well, that's another thing with me and him just being on the same page. Even before I met George, he had a poster that he did that was like a tribute to. It was like if Whataburger made a cool ass poster. It was like the cure hangover cures or something like that.
Hangover.
And then like with me, I just always wanted to do like the Whataburger like merch, because I mean like it's another thing being true to yourself. Like, not rich, everybody young in Texas whether you going out, whether you hanging with your friends, whether you smoking, 2 in the morning, the one staple that we have is Whataburger.
Yeah.
Like, it's just true to us. Like, we, like, U of H, college, everything. Like, everybody, that's where we went. That's where you eat. That's where you go. You know what I mean?
I didn't start eating Whataburger to college because I
No, me,
couldn't
like,
afford
me neither. I didn't really get into it. I didn't really appreciate it till college. That's when it was like, yo, McDonald's sucks. What is this shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was fire. You know, at college, it was good to go take everybody, just put $20 together and go to Taco Bell and come back with a huge sack of just all the 50-cent tacos and shit. But yeah, man, no, like, it was just something, and we knew everybody would relate to it. Like, it's another thing. We were just being true to something that was simple, and everybody, we didn't go get filet mignon or try to be extra crazy with it. Like, we just, like, Whataburger. And then, like, when I made the record, the record Whataburger Drive-Thru or Midnight Club, I actually, like, wrote half of the record in the Whataburger Drive-Thru. That was just the name of the note. And then, like, and then it became, that was just the name of the song. I don't even think I rapped about Whataburger in the song. I was just like, I wrote this in the Whataburger Drive-Thru. It's just like, that's where you spend a lot of time at 2 o'clock if you from down here. Yeah, like, after the club, you're gonna be in it for like 30 minutes. So
guaranteed.
I've seen wild shit. I think we've all probably seen some wild shit in the Whataburger Drive-Thru, from fights to chicks pissing to like everything.
True story. Guy gets on top of his car. This is early college. Gets on top of his car. So there's 3 of them in there, and he climbs out from the window, boom, boom, stands up, and just.
See, like, everybody, like, that line's so long and so slow, because thankfully, shout out to Whataburger, y'all make our food fresh, usually. Yeah, but that line gets long, man, and people just got to handle their business. So, you know, and then at that time of night, everybody's drunk after the club, you know what I mean? So it's going down.
My only question is, did he wash his hands when he ate his burger?
Did he? Probably not. For sure. No.
His hands?
Piss hands
At all.
So has Whataburger reached out to y'all about it?
I see a retweet.
We've never got a direct reach out. We've had some people who are affiliated try to holler. They definitely ran a photo that Jorgy did for like a sponsored ad. So that was kind of our, like, us, we was like, okay, that solidified
cool
it.
as
Yeah,
fuck.
it was like it solidified it for us. We was
They
cool
took
with
they
that.
took the what was the free game
Yeah,
cover?
it was a cover we did.
Yeah, we did a picture of him from the Whataburger. It was the cover for his tape Free Game. I put it on my Instagram, just tagged them, just fucking hopefully, you know, just if they I thought if they even saw it, it'd be cool. They fucking started running it as a sponsored ad. So it wasn't on their actual Instagram timeline, it was just a sponsored ad. Like if you were scrolling, you know, it popped up. So I was like, holy shit, it's right there. Had a bunch of fucking likes. Everybody commented, was tripped out because Whataburger never posts like super
Like
H-town, urban
H-town.
downtown, you know. So then they actually posted it. So then I was hype as shit. To this day, I screenshotted showing it's on their account. That was one of my most liked photos on Instagram from everybody being tripped out that they actually posted the picture.
Right.
Oh, you better than me. I'd have been like, I didn't check.
Nah, man. Sometimes it ain't about. That's one thing you got to tell people. It ain't always about the check, man. Sometimes you just got to capitalize off like a moment, you know. Like,
No, I mean, you told the truth. It went nuts, like for real.
And we timed that with other shit. I mean, we use that to. I mean, little things like that. We look at it different. Like, all right, cool. That happened right now. Let's use that to promote this.
Yeah.
Let's do. You know, you got to capitalize off that. You know, oh, merch, cool. Let's restock right now. You know, just little things like that.
So you guys are very systematic. on stuff.
We like Pinky in the brain.
All right, so give us like when you guys wake up, roll out of the bed, boom, 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 and you guys think of a plan. How does it happen, and then what are the steps that you would take to make it actually happen?
Oh,
Like, let me say,
I'm not even gonna lie. I think our process is probably like way less complicated
Then people think.
than people
Yeah, it'd be
think
like a text, like, yo. What you think about this? That's fire. All right, cool. We'll top it up at the office tomorrow about it,
That's
and then
it.
just
Do it.
just,
Yeah.
That's simple as
And
process.
like we'll have so many things running at one time. Like you gotta think he's his own entity and I'm my own entity. Then we work together. So and then we'll come up with stuff. So George will be having shit that he's doing already. Like this guy has hustles.
Yeah.
Like don't get it twisted. Like you'll come to the office and you'll see some shit. You'll be like, what is that? Like this dude came out with like the Pineapple Express like 10
10
joints. You know
cans.
what I'm saying? Like that shit's fire. Like you know what I mean? I would have never been able to think of no shit like that. You know what I mean? Then me, I'm like today. Like I gotta go off and write and mix and master and all that shit, and he has to he's figuring out
The art process.
the art process of what we're gonna do, and we actually have to have this turned in by Sunday.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a breeze.
Yeah.
It always is. It's never stressful. It's never oh shit, but we're not gonna make it. None of that.
Yeah,
You know what I
he's
mean?
gonna get it done, and he knows.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, it's dope because end of this month we get to go to Japan. Off fucking hustling
Off the
out the
before we
crib.
do.
You know what I mean? So it's yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. Off the hustles, people start, hey, come to Japan.
There you go.
Get
Yeah.
your ticket, and money, and
Oh, people are paying for y'all to go to Japan?
Oh yeah. We
Yeah.
got booked in
Yeah.
Japan. We'll be out there for a week at top of August. Yeah.
So you're doing a show?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tight. Need a photographer?
Second photography.
Right there.
Second photography. Oh, man.
So, biggest question of them all: Whataburger, In-N-Out.
That's not a question. You know that's not a question.
Man.
Look, man. Look, people argue with me in my comments all the time. I get hometown pride.
Yeah.
And I'm an honest person.
Yeah.
I like Shake Shack more than Whataburger. I'm gonna keep it funky. But they're not open at 2:00 in the morning, so they still lose. You know what I mean? So I've spent a lot of time in LA, and In-N-Out was my go-to when I was out there. But the fries still suck, and there's still only one burger to get. So I don't really see, when I go to Whataburger, I could be in a buffalo chicken strip sandwich mood, I could be in a double cheeseburger mood, I could be in a taquito mood, and it could be any time of the day, and it gets done.
And everything's great.
Yeah,
It's to me, I'm gonna say it, and I know some people might say it's wild, but to me, an In-N-Out burger is not that much different than a fucking cheeseburger from Wendy's. It's really close.
Yeah.
It's really close.
very bland.
It's the same shit.
Yeah.
So
And then the fries, like I said, fries are like an accessory. It's supposed to be, they can make or break a situation. You know what I mean? I feel like In-N-Out fries is kind of it's some real LA healthy, don't want to be fast food, but it is fast food shit. Yeah, nah, man, if it's fast food, just let it be what it is, bro. The reigning champs of fast food for me right now is Chick-fil-A and Whataburger.
there you go.
I can eat Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A got to do it on Sunday.
That Sunday thing with Chick-fil-A, I get it. I get it, man, but y'all need to bust that down and open it up. Come on.
At least till 12 p.m.
Yeah, I mean,
morning
close at
thing.
6. Close at 6 p.m., man. Just close at 6.
After church,
Yeah,
going
you know,
to 5.
5 maybe. Yeah, let's
that's
just get
what
something,
I'm saying.
man. We
Yeah,
need that spicy chicken sandwich, man.
The church special. Oh man. Yeah, we got the church special today. I wasn't involved.
I wasn't involved. I was quiet the whole time, guys. Didn't say nothing. These boys were
Hey,
like,
man, if God was here, he would want Chick-fil-A on the Sunday, too, man.
That's gonna be the argument.
let there be Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
Man.
we get that
On
holy
Sunday.
sandwich over there, the holy chicken sandwich.
I gotta pay.
Yeah, man.
That's too funny.
So you're working on a project, mixing and mastering it right now. Do you have a release date for that?
It'll be next Friday and next Sunday, one or two. Yeah, because we were trying to get something out. I mean, we won't just be doing it just to do it. It was the plan. I'm actually behind because I try to drop a project every quarter. That's my thing right now. And I already dropped one in the first quarter. Second quarter is pretty much coming to a close or has closed at the end of July. So I'll have an EP out. We're working on a full length project for later on this year. So it's just a good thing to keep the music out, keep the streams going, keep the fans happy, you know.
And I mean, because you come from that era also, passing out mixtapes. Now we're in the era of streaming. How have you?
Man, I came out. I remember I read something that Nipsey Hussle said, and he hit it right on the head. It's like anybody that came out new, 2009 to 2012, we had to figure it the fuck out. It was a weird time between the free mixtape era and then the streaming thing coming out, because the free shit sucked, man. It was just no benefit, bro. I'm just be honest with you. Like you will put out your tape. Even E36, man, that was my biggest shit, and streaming hadn't really been a thing yet. So there was no way for me to really monetize that at all. That was a real. I tell everybody it's a struggle to be an artist. Coming into this shit, and I struggled. It was tough. Futon living. You know what I mean? There's nothing glamorous about it. And this is when I had fans. I had fans packing out shows, but it's tough. In that era, we were handing out tapes for free. You gotta just build up enough people to maybe get a few shows booked And at that time, I would take whatever came across the table because, you know, we had to make some bread. So it could be a show. And, man, I was doing shows on the border, like in Eagle Pass, Texas, man, like not knowing if they might like snatch me up. Like I was out there one deep one time. I was just like, oh, shit. And then, like, you know, I want to say like for me, it was 2015. Maybe that I got introduced. Whenever Steak and Shrimp 2 came out is when, that was 2015, is when I got introduced to streaming. And that's shout out to my guy, Happy Perez, another guy I work real close with. And he's like a partner on the music tip. And he's a legendary producer, works with Frank Ocean, Miguel.
I heard that.
Tons of people. He's probably the biggest, him and Mike Dean, the biggest producers out of Houston ever. Mm-hmm. Still dropping platinum. He probably had like 5-10 platinum records in the last 365. But I got with him and he was like, nah, we're gonna put it out this way. Like it wasn't on a free. He was like, we're gonna do it through the iTunes and whatever. Mm-hmm. And when it came out, like the people we did it with, it was a distribution label, and this is when streaming got introduced. And actually, it kind of changed even at that time because streaming was fairly new. So when we dropped that project, it was more of just the iTunes direct download situation, which was still like very fruitful. And but then streaming got introduced, and the downloads are cool. And I've seen artists kind of like try to buck the whole streaming system, but I just say this to any artist that's listening: streaming is your friend for sure. I've seen a lot of artists make more money right now, big or small. There's legendary artists right now getting more now than they did back earlier in their careers now because their whole catalog is streaming and they're getting a check every month that they pretty much write themselves. I mean, we get it from our distributors, but it's like your music is just pretty much every time somebody listens to it, whether it's just pennies, it's not that much, but every time somebody listens to it, you're getting money. Yep. Even if most fans will download the shit and still go listen to it on Apple Music or Spotify because they just don't go to that on their phone. They just know to go straight to Apple Music. So the streaming shit was a blessing. Like really, it makes it to where you can be an obscure underground artist like myself because I'm not big by any means. I don't even have 100,000 followers on Instagram. That's a whole nother conversation because I don't believe in Instagram. Like I'll see dudes with 800,000 followers and have rappers I personally know with 200,000, but the 200,000, the guy with 200,000 is booking international tours and selling out every venue and getting #1 on iTunes, and the dude with 800,000 hasn't even dropped a record. So, but that's a whole nother thing. Yeah. But it's just, you know, the streaming shit, like you'll get a check. Like you could be anybody. Like I don't give a shit if you only got 100 fans, bro. Put it out on Apple Music. At least get your little $500 a month and put it towards your rap shit and just keep it going. Like streaming is your friend, and like that's really like how you can figure it out now.
You get $500 for a project on Apple?
That's bad.
That's take this too, little Fred.
I mean, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying like that's like
on the low end.
Yeah, that could be that's a super low end. Like, you know what I mean? So like, man, if you have a dedicated fan base, bro, like at least
but
like
a lot of artists in Houston probably had no idea.
They still don't, because I'll be like, I'm not gonna say nobody's name, but I get approached by people all the time asking me questions and asking for game or asking how certain things were done. And I even explained it to them, and they still won't take it. Everybody's trying to find a way to buck the streaming system, and it's like you shouldn't. But the reason why a person like me wins with streaming is I have 28 projects. So I have 28 things that people are listening to all the time. Therefore, it brings me in a nice, like somebody tweeted the other day. Matter of fact, I wish I could pull it up. Artist needs at least 250,000 streams to make a month to make a living off music. I get a few million, and so I'm able to, be able to live. You know what I mean? Like, and then continue to put out music.
You're no longer on futons and eating ramen.
Right. Now I'm not rich by any means necessary. We out here grinding, but it's definitely it relieves a lot of stress to be able to pay your bills off what you like to do. Man, because I'm telling you, that free mixtape era, bro, it got to a point where I was just kind of like, man, oh no, man, like I'm gonna have to do something else. You know what I mean? Like I think what actually kept me from doing something else is when I linked up with Currency, because I was about to be done. Even through that situation, dealing with him, I was about to be done, because it was just like, this shit ain't no money in it. You know what I mean? It was hard to find the money. Like, it really was.
That's crazy. I mean, you gave us. I didn't know. You knew?
No, I knew a little bit about streaming, but just, you know, I don't know exactly.
You gave us like numbers and everything.
Yeah.
That's like really good.
Yeah, because I don't know
perspective.
about numbers. Because I try to learn, because I watch all these music podcasts, all the Elliot Wilson shit, and I'm really like into Tidal right now. I like what they're doing, so I'm trying to just learn the whole streaming process too.
Right.
But it's just crazy how it works. 'Cause you see artists, their album is already platinum or gold or whatever before it even releases because of one song.
It's a single, like Drake.
Single.
Like Drake is out of there. You know what I mean? Like that. Like I knew that was gonna happen when the album dropped. He was doing like 10 million streams an hour, bro.
So it's just crazy, just how it all works.
I was gonna ask. So Georgia, you have because y'all said meet at the office. So you have your own studio, correct?
Yeah, we have our own like creative studio where we do everything out of. You know what I mean?
So like we get this question all the time from different creatives: is having your own space, did that help, or does that help your career?
Big, major difference. I'm not saying like as an artist you need to have one. I'm just saying that was a step that kind of added relief and it added like a lot more creativity. You know, at the end of the day, I love the fact that I'm able to work at my office. It's my own job. You know, we work on everything we need to, and then you go home and relax. You know, and come back and do it again. You know, I've spent most of my career where we're working out of our cribs. You know, doing everything like meet here, do it here. So the fact that I'm able to work in our own creative space, that's the best feeling in the world.
I used to be at Jorgy apartment every day.
just working, just working.
And I work at home a lot too, and you kind of like, damn, I'm always here.
It sucks. Like you want to be able to turn that shit on and off. To me personally, I feel like you don't want to like have your workspace right next to your bed, because either number one, you're going to go to sleep, and you're not going to get all the shit done.
That's a big thing.
Like you'll be like, man, I just lay down and watch TV.
I just do it a little bit. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then next thing you know, you don't get shit done.
Yeah.
My space is on the opposite end of my house from my bed, so that's. But
my home is just a comfortable place. So when I get home,
exactly, you just want to chill.
Yeah,
right.
If I go to the kitchen table, it's like still the kitchen table is where I eat. And
I couldn't record it. I couldn't record at the crib if I wanted to. Right now, I'm going to sleep.
That's a big point that you brought up. You know what I mean? Because I even like I see my time different now from when I worked in my crib. I see my time as like, all right, cool. This is the amount of hours I have today. I got to get all this shit done. Whereas when I'm working at home, it's like, you know what? I want to watch Netflix for a little bit. And then that little bit turns to 4 hours, and then that little bit's like, damn, what the fuck did I do today? Yeah. Now it's complete difference. Like, oh, you want to meet, you want to talk, or you want to do this? Cool, I have this time free, and this is go. So it's a big difference.
Oh, that's dope. I love that you had that perspective. What do you have in your studio that is super essential to what you do? Like, because I remember you just recently said, we're off camera, you said that you guys have a machine to print some.
Yeah, we got a mix of everything. It's because we're always working, so it's like as much stuff as we can do, as you know, and this may be another secret, as much middlemen as you can cut out. In this day and age, it's essential. Like we have a lot of stuff at the office where it's like, all right, not to be fucked up, but all right, cool, we can cut them out and get, you know, all the money ourselves and keep pumping out stuff. Mm-hmm. We do it. We could do this, let's do it. We could do this by ourselves, let's do it. We're always like trying to find ways to invest back into us, you know what I mean? And just keep everything just flowing.
That's the smart way to do
it. Exactly.
Yeah. Because most people spend, you know, I gotta pay this much to this person to get, for prints or this.
Yeah, exactly.
When you could just
get the machine yourself.
Exactly.
So, I know you print your own prints. Mm-hmm. Do you do your own clothing at the studio or at your space?
We do certain pieces that we can do, and then other stuff we have to, of course, outsource. But as much as we can do on our own and do by ourselves and really control the quality, the turnaround, the quantity, we try to do it ourselves.
Okay. 'Cause I know you got stickers, shirts.
Yeah, everything.
No, like true story. Like I think 3 years ago, I even hit you up and I was like, bro, you doing all the merch that's really tight. I want to do merch. And you told me to like do it. You were like, do it, just do it. But I never ever got into it. Yeah. I never got comfortable enough to like try it at all, and now to see where you're at with it, and you just dropping stuff and it's like gone like that.
This is what I've always envisioned that you did. That was probably not true, but this is my imagination. I'm like, I bet you Jordy just lays around watching movies. It's like, I'm gonna like that. Like, with the pineapple express. It's like, I feel like Jordy, what Jordy does for a living is just watch movies and just like, I'm gonna make that.
It's a lot of little spurts, and I think that's just how most people work. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh damn, that sounds like a fire idea. Make sticky note. Hopefully, don't throw the sticky note away in the next few weeks, and remember to do it, act on it.
The paid in full backboard. How did that happen?
Man, I've had that idea for so long, and I couldn't find nobody to make the damn hoops. Just for reference, it's really hard to find a company that makes fucking custom hoops. So I guess Nerf ain't over here, offering contracts. That would have been fire, a Nerf collab. But yeah, I just couldn't find nobody to do them. Just finally found the company after months and months of research. Man, them shits could have dropped earlier this year if everything was aligned right. But it finally came through and finally able to drop them.
It's because a lot of people don't even know that, like in the movie, they're all like shooting. How much was it? 50,000 or 100,000?
5,000.
5,000.
That was 5,000.
They were shooting a piece of paper in the thing for 5,000, and it's the same scene on the backboard. I was just like, that's fire.
So like, what makes you act on it though? Because a lot of us will have ideas, and write it down, or whatever.
It's finding time, bro. I think that's the hardest thing for me. It's just finding time, because we balance so much stuff. It's just trying to keep up with like, all right, cool. Is our steak and shrimp drop ready? Or is the artwork and everything that's gonna come. It's gonna go with Les's project ready. It's just balancing. It's like, oh, you know what? I got an hour free right now. Where's that note that I made where I had that idea? Boom, start working on it little by little. But keep going. I think people now, they have ideas, but they're just so scared to act on them. It's just like, just do it, bro. Everybody's so scared to fail, but honestly, if it fails, fuck it. Like, what did you lose? You know what I mean? If something fails at the end of the day, what did you lose? Time? Cool. Do it again. What else? Because eventually something hits.
Right.
And this is my theory too on today. I think because I fall in that category too sometimes, of being afraid to fail. And I think a lot of us get afraid to fail because social media. Everybody's looking at us. So if we put something out and that just flops, and it's just like nobody's wearing it, nobody bought it, you invested $500 in it, probably made $20 off of it. Right. People see you fail, but it's like pre-Instagram, you were able just to fail and kind of pick yourself back up. It kind of goes back into what you were saying about people just being, having to keep up a certain persona, be fake.
Back in the day, you could get your ass whooped and it was okay.
No, there was no proof. It never happened.
Now you be looking for the camera more than you looking for who in front of you.
That's true. No, that's true.
But not failure, man. Like everything we do ain't a hit. But I mean, the world won't know that. You know what I'm saying? We just keep it moving. We like, sold out, done.
You just keep going, because I think everybody's like always worried, like, oh, what are they gonna think, or what's this, or or I don't want them or these people to know. But like, just do it. Just do it. What does it matter? Not everything you do is gonna hit. It's like, oh, hit. No, I've had, bro. If somebody made a list of all things I failed at, like all the like brand investments, it'd be long as fuck. But nobody looks at it like that. They're looking at, oh, damn, that's fire, and that's because the continuation was there. You know what I mean? Keep going. Something's gonna hit, especially if you got perseverance. Something's gonna be attached to the people. They're gonna like it. Regardless.
Shout out to Gary V. Can't be a bitch.
Yeah.
So Georgia, we could pretty much say you're like the merch god, merch king in our realm. Do you have any advice for any up and coming guys who want to start, selling merch, developing merch, things like that? Things to look out for, things to do, things like that. How to get it out there, how to sell it, things like that.
My number one would be make sure you're making something that people are gonna enjoy and not just yourself. Because there's been times where I made something that I thought was fire, dropped it, did terrible. But that's because I was so focused on making sure that I liked it. You didn't think about that people are gonna be wanting it. And is there something that they're gonna want? Because even when we drop our merch, whether it be T-shirts for the album or steak and shrimp stuff, you're like, yeah, we think it's cool, but are they gonna like it? Right. You know what I mean? I think even close friends of mine, they'll be like, oh, I just designed this. It's a T-shirt that's gonna drop, and it's like, I hate to break it to them, but it's like, do you like it? And are you doing it because you like it, or did you make sure that your audience, whoever it is, your fan base, that they're gonna appreciate it? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you have a fan base, whether it be 100, 500 people, 1,000 people, you're catering to them. You know what I mean? So you have to make sure there's something that they can relate to. Whether if it's like, I know all my fans for a fact watch this movie. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna make this because I know they're gonna fuck with it. You make some merch that it's a movie that you saw, and you asked 10 of your homeboys, none of them saw it. Well, yeah, nobody's gonna buy it because it's something that only you can relate to. You know what I mean? So that's my number one thing is like when you make something, make sure that your fan base, however big or small it is, they're gonna fuck with it. You know, or else you're just gonna end up something that's gonna be sitting on your shelf for the next year, and you're like, damn, I failed at that shit.
Constant reminder, right?
Exactly.
Dope. Then with pricing, how do you come up with that? Like, do you have like
I'm on the super affordable tip. I love the fact that when I can make something and somebody can afford it. I love sticking in between, you know, that less than 80, but you know, at least $20 type shit. Or even if it's like one of my sticker packs for $10. I like people being able to afford it. You know, I know that sometimes as an artist, you want to be known as a designer and you want to drop a shirt and be like, my shirts are $100. Yeah, that's cool, but how big is your fan base? 20 people? Okay, can those 20 people afford a $100 t-shirt? No? Okay, cool, now you're stuck with all those shirts. So it's like you have to know who you're catering to and what can they afford, you know? Like you gotta do all your research on the people you're selling to and what they're gonna like and how much they're willing to pay for it, you know? And that's where you get your prices from.
All right, and what method would you say is, for you, what's the best method for you to get your stuff out there?
To get it out there?
Yeah.
Man,
like where do you see your most, because I know you popping on IG.
Yeah. Man, honestly, that's where it comes back to one of those, every formula is not going to work. Like my formula wouldn't work for everybody else. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like, you're going to have to find your own road, you know, to get your stuff popping. But I think as long as you're genuinely creating because you love it and you want to see people enjoy it, you should be fine, you know? Just always enjoy it, have fun doing it, and really do it because you're going to know that people are going to appreciate it, you know? That's the only thing. I can't tell you like, oh, well, if you post this or this and this way, people are going to like it. Sometimes when I have a drop, it's, you know, 5 minutes after the drop was supposed to come out, and I'm like, oh shit, hey guys, it's available now, so you should probably go right now. But I'm not going to be like, hey, you should go type that the same way that my caption is. Yeah. Everything's going to work different for different people. So whatever way that can work for you, I would say just, you know, keep going that way, you know?
Oh, wow. That's dope.
Any new drops coming out? I know you just dropped something yesterday.
Man, I got a lot of sticky notes and stuff that I have to work on before the year's end. But there should be some more stuff on the way. I just, you know, it's just trying to find balance in between doing products, doing art, and keeping like all the creative stuff going on our end, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, are you taking on clients or no?
Yeah. I think I have this like, I don't know. It's like a thing being known for is like not willing to work with certain people, you know, like they'll think that me and Les don't fuck with anybody, you know, but it's not that. It's just a lot of people don't come prepared. They don't come ready to do what they need to do. So it's kind of like, all right, you're not ready? Nah, you know, hit me up again. Come back when you're ready, you know. So that's really, I'll be willing to work with people. It's just you have to be prepared, you know. So.
And you have some of your stuff like in, I think, in Premium Goods?
Yeah. There's a couple spots that carry my stuff. You can find some of my merch at Premium Goods. There's a couple other spots, and damn, I can't even remember off the top of my head. But that you know, I'm blessed enough to have my stuff in there, and people can go pick it up. You know.
Did you reach out to them, or they reached out to you? Like,
definitely me. You know, I even still have to remind myself to reach out to people sometimes because I feel like, oh, they're not gonna like it. Like I shouldn't even waste my time. But yes, I've been blessed enough to have people reach out and be like, yo, we want the stuff in the store. It's fire. We think people would enjoy it. You know.
Yeah, because it seems like Houston's getting like a lot more of those type of boutiques, like the Premium Goods.
Yeah.
I know social status.
Yeah.
It's fairly kind of new, and there are other spots around here. So it's just pretty cool, like having your stuff in there. Like, cause when you go in those spots, I mean, you see all the stuff people like the Yeezys, Nikes, and like, how does it feel like seeing your stuff?
It's still tripped out. I'll find myself going to the stores where it's at and still stare at it. You know, like, oh shit, that, you know, that left my office and it's here now. So yeah, it's still tripped out. And I think it's one thing people don't really realize, like when they get stuff from me or Les, like where it be a CD or a T-shirt or a poster, that went through our hands. You know, it's just, you know, it's like it's us and a small team. It's not a giant warehouse where, you know, you get a CD, they got printed up and just got thrown into a box. Something that we signed went through our hands. You know, you're buying something from your favorite artist, and it's like it's not from some third party stuff. You know, it's us. So
no Shopify here.
There you go,
man. All right, so here's a Diamondback jersey on, and that's a snake. I'm trying to roll this into the next question. You see I'm going? You see how I'm going? What's up with the rattlesnake? The movement that you guys got going right now? Where did that come from?
That goes back.
Well, we both wrestling heads. And I ain't gonna lie, Jorgy had the idea for it. I feel like you told me we should
I don't
do
even
it.
remember because we talked
I feel
about
like
it for
he
so
brought
long.
it up. Yeah, it's been years that he would be like, man, we should do like a Austin 316 Texas rattlesnake type thing, because we're both real big wrestling heads or whatever. And it just never seemed like the right time to do it, and it was just kind of weird. A weird chain of events happened in like December and January of this year. I mean, it was just a lot of factors from me not being a fat ass anymore, from some kind of way we ended up with this relationship with well, really Brad Gilmore hooked us up with Booker T and just a lot of things and that was just random. Like that wasn't even, I don't think we had the project planned yet. Brad was like, yo, come through this wrestling thing, and then we was just like, yeah, well, this is the perfect time to do it, because they did this little, Brad had set it up, Brad and Booker had set it up when I came to the wrestling thing, that me and one of the wrestlers like have a shoving match, and we posted it on Instagram, and it just kind of like started this whole thing, and you know, Booker wanted us to keep coming through because like it was helping them get some attention, and then they were helping us like indirectly like market the whole Texas rattlesnake thing.
Yep.
Like I'm not about to wrestle. It's not. I'm not trying to be the next. Right?
The rumor's dead.
Yeah, that is. People are really thinking that like I'm like legitimately out here trying to wrestle. No, man. Like I didn't get in shape to wrestle or none of that. I get in shape. I just didn't want to be a out of shape fat ass. But yeah, man. It was something fun that we did. It's definitely like the little kid, and I think all of us was just enjoying. It's still weird as fuck to be in the ring with Booker T, like doing promos with him, and I got to stun somebody. You know, it was dope, man. It was just like a bucket list type thing, and then we just made like a cool. Like I said, we always try to do projects. It was a little EP we did, and we always try to get inspired by the things we really like. You know, we mess with in real life, so. George was able to come up with all the fire, you know, videos and promos. Like I have a whole. If I ever wanted to wrestle, I have a whole walkout video and song. He designed all that. So like, you know, we had cool merch. We did the Attitude Era tees, and those did real well. It was cool, man. It was fun.
That was a fun project.
No, that's dope, man.
Yeah,
I love everything y'all are doing, man.
And so, like, just like you said, it was fun. Like when we can have fun and do something, and still like. It could be something to help us still move forward. You know, it's work, but it's genuinely fun, like something we like. It's always a good time.
On your videos, how did your logo come about with
the bike?
Yeah, the bike.
Man, I didn't have a logo for a long time, and I always had that in the back of my head. I can do basic sketches. I can't draw really well. It's like one skill I'm missing. So one day I was like, man, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna draw this idea in my head, because I had the little kid in my head for forever. So finally, I just sat there and drew a rough sketch of the little kid on the bike, and I was always like, man, I want that to be my logo. As like it having a significant meaning? No, not really. I just always thought that'd be a fire ass logo, because I never seen it before.
It's dope. No,
so finally, I drew it. Made it my logo, and finally was able to have my little intro made for my videos for it. So
yeah, because for a brief second, I literally just forgot you did a video until you mentioned this video.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Y'all did not talk about the videos the whole time. It's like a whole
I said
video extraordinaire.
I don't even blame anybody, because like I have my spurts where it's like, you know, and I think that's a blessing too. It's like I get tired of photo, I go dabble with video for a few months. If I get bored with video, I go dabble with graphics and products.
You've done a video for him, Currency,
Slim. It's like pretty much Paul, everybody.
You've done Paul. Yeah, you've done a video for a lot of heavy hitters.
So what is y'all's process when coming up with a video? Is it like you listen to the song, hey, I want, like, this is gonna be the song, you listen to it, come up with the idea?
Yeah, we normally like try to, you know, like, all right, this is a song that, you know, people are fucking with. Cool, we know we got to focus on that one, you know. All right, what's something natural that we could do? You know, because we don't want to go out and do something that's super unrealistic that nobody's ever going to believe, and it's just like, that video was ass.
Warehouse with a burning trash can and some strippers.
You know, like, it's like...
Just a situation that doesn't exist in real life.
That's never going to happen. Like, that's not real. So, like, we try to keep it authentic where people are going to appreciate it and talk about it, you know, and, like, that's like our template, and we keep it natural. And most of the time, our photo shoots, our video shoots, they're like 20 minutes long. Like, boom, done. Boom, I go edit it. That's it. Like, our it's really short because it's natural. Like, all right, we know what we got to do. We came here. Let's knock it out.
Because you have even your photos and your video, they have a very cinematic like look to them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you Do you watch are you like a big movie head? Do you watch a lot of movies?
Yeah, I try to watch. I mean, even both of us, like we try to watch every movie possible. But yeah, that definitely plays a part into like how my stuff looks. You know what I mean? I try to make sure that it gives you a feel when you see it. You know.
This dude, I like to cut y'all. This dude, we've had photo shoots for album covers, and the picture that we went to get would be fire as shit, but his outtakes would be even like Midnight Club was an outtake.
That was an outtake photo.
That wasn't even, and that ended up probably being like almost legendary. Or I don't know if I don't even, and I don't hate to say that we would ever top it, but it just naturally that's one thing that that shit was fire.
Yeah,
and that is just man.
That's a tip I would give to photographers too. If you're shooting a cover, just keep shooting, because a lot of the covers we chose, there were outtakes, and the cover that we were supposed to pick.
Like we were
driving around on the
we had
seawall.
stopped to did something on the seawall. He had took
I
some
just saw a
pictures.
fire angle and got to shooting.
Side note, I'm beefing with Rogers for that because as soon as Rogers, he wasn't even done with the car. I was like, hey, bro, when you finish that car, let me shoot it. Let me shoot it. I don't care what we do. I'll find something. Let me shoot that car.
Yeah.
And then I look up Jorgy did it. I was like, all right, okay, I understand.
Yeah, that's funny.
Man, no, man. The common denominator here today is be yourself.
Sell drugs.
Sell drugs. All right, sell drugs.
Thank y'all very much for coming out.
No, thank y'all. That was cool as fuck,
man.
man. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all very much.
We go back, man. You didn't even say we go back to college.
Boy. You remember that time? I can't remember. Was it your car or my car that got towed?
It was yours.
It was my car?
Yeah, and I took you to go get
took
your
me to go
car.
get it. I was like,
They had a lot of stories. I remember one time some dudes was fighting in front of the club, and it would had nothing to do with me, but Fred thought it did. And he like pushed like 20 niggas at one time out the way.
That's real. That's real as fuck.
I had nothing to do with it. I was just standing there.
Wow.
if you're my friend,
Yeah,
I ride.
That's real. That's
he
real.
does, like for sure, for sure.
Because I came, I'm like, what's up? Yeah. So when I tell people, like, no one believes me. I'm telling them, like, nah, bro, like.
Well, I see Fred put his camera down and give somebody the business. The club next. Put it in Rogers' DJ booth. I remember that.
He threw a drink on me.
Yeah.
It had to happen.
It had to.
It had to happen. It was crazy, man. That's so funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny because like I ain't been there all the time. I've seen him. You know, he's like he does kind of protect me. So I mean, there's been I think we're at Life and they started shooting. And you call Mike, where you at? Where you at? I'm calm.
I'm telling you, man.
Gunshots, I'm not even looking. I'm calm.
It's just crazy because I don't even think that was years ago. It's crazy because you know it's been a minute. Never put our ages out there, but shit, man, that was a minute ago.
It had to be like 10 years.
Yeah, bro, over maybe. We talking about college, man.
Sad face.
Hey, man, good times, bro.
Good times, man.
Like you said, man, I appreciate y'all coming through.
No,
man.
sure.
Sure,
Appreciate
man.
y'all.
Yeah, appreciate you having us, man.
Work ethic and just hearing everything y'all been doing today. I mean, y'all doing a lot of dope shit.
Appreciate it.
Houston, we're going to put a bunch of show notes in there. You guys check out what these guys are doing. They're doing really good stuff for the city. Jorgy is killing it. I wish you would have brought me some stickers or a shirt. It's okay. I'm messing. Les, he's continuing to kill it. Great music.
Thank you, man.
Y'all need to tune in. And he is going to become a wrestler. Don't believe what he said. So, yeah.
I need those rock checks.
There you go.
All right, y'all.
Oh, man.
Okay.